Hey, Section 7, I hope this finds everyone doing well. My apologies. This is the second time I had to do this because the first time I did it, I didn't have volume. And I don't know if that's the result of me and the new operating system from Apple, Mojave, or I don't know, I did something wrong. Anyways, I hope this email finds you all doing well, or this video finds everyone doing well. I thought we had a really great week. I was really impressed with not only the level of discussion, but the level of insight as well as the understanding of the literature and bringing other literature to bear to help support what you were doing. I thought that was really good. I felt like Block 2 was definitely a step up from Block 1, so I really appreciate everyone digging in and making an extra effort to give us a little bit more, because I thought it was well done, and it was really great to read everybody's thoughts. I got a chance to peek in on a lot of people's stuff, and I really liked it. So keep up the good work, because if blocks 3 and 4 are like block 2, it's going to be great. So just an FYI, from a housekeeping standpoint, we're going to be switching to new groups for the remainder of the course. So I'll be sending those out Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday as I get around to not only giving you new groups, but I'll be also giving you mid-course feedback. So do look for both of those things in the next coming days. Like I said before, there was great engagement of the boards. Keep it up. Continue to bring in outside resources and articles to add to the discussion. Again, a job well done. Really enjoyed it. And my apologies for not getting on the boards. I felt like everybody kind of wrapped up last night. I got into it a little bit, or saw a little bit this morning. I did teach a class today, so I'm a little bit behind in regards to my I didn't get to anything this morning like I normally would. I just got a chance to read through some posts, but everything I saw looked really good. So just a couple of clinical comments that I want to share in regards to what we were talking about. So it seemed like everybody understood that loading the proximal hamstring was a good idea, that keeping pain to a reasonable level was a good idea, and that a certain amount of pain was okay. I would argue that I actually want a certain level of pain when we're loading something. Most of the research in regards to tendon says tendon deformation or tendon regeneration takes place with progressive loading. And so what does that mean? It means that we can't stick with 1 or 2 exercises that load the area. We need to progressively load it. If you do 25 reps of body weight, then you need to add, the next time you need to add 5 or 10 pounds. I challenge you to make the patient, or that the patient actually wants to feel it or be into that level of discomfort, that you want a 2 or 3 out of 10 when you're loading it, to help them progress under various loads. And then from loading, you go to more dynamic activities depending on the patient's physical demands that they need. But it's not, if they don't feel it when you're doing an exercise, I would argue it's not affecting it enough. You're not challenging it enough. So think about progressive loading. I always tell people that exercise is consistent and progressive, and that activity is random and inconsistent. And we want to progressively, consistently load an area. And that if it's random and it's inconsistent, then we don't get the change. And heavy loading allows for days off in between, but we certainly want to load the area. Also, we want to appreciate neurodynamics. A lot of chronic hamstring related issues have a neurodynamic component. Are you clearing out the lumbar spine? Are you clearing out neural tension? Be sure that you're checking for those things. In regards to hip OA, we didn't talk about this so much in the blocks, but the Handle article was money, man. I mean, like mobilizing hips for hip OA and then providing them with a progressive, consistent exercise program will not let you down. And again, loading those hips, making them work, making them progressively increase their tolerance is huge. People will get better. Unfortunately, I see too many people who fail PT because they weren't asked to work hard enough. I often tell my patients, I want you to come back and tell me that these are stupid and easy exercises. I give them a goal. You can do 1 set of 15 now. I want to see you in 2 weeks when you can do 2 sets of 25. And don't come back here until you can do that. And granted, they'll chuckle about that. They'll think that's mildly amusing. But I'm serious, in all honesty, that I know that if they are challenged and they accept that challenge and progress accordingly, they will come back and they will be better. And they will see the values of progressive strengthening. Load heals. Straight away, load heals. And we need to be better about loading our patients, and whether it's tendinopathy in the proximal hamstring or for that matter if it's hip OA, strengthening works. FAI, I think we all agreed that conservative management is the way to go, that most of these people can respond positively. Unfortunately, I don't think this population is big enough that, like back pain, we can make a dent, because there's enough people that we can get our hands on and talk to, that we can change in a lot of ways how things are done. I would argue that FAI probably not so much, and then when they are eventually sent to us, they're sent to us via the surgeon who has an MRI and who's told them about how he or she can fix them, and how while physical therapy may offer them some benefits, ultimately they're going to want to get it. I mean, unfortunately, I've heard this discussion more than once, and we need to give the patient clear and concise information about the benefits of conservative management and how they can resolve these issues, much like the meniscus tears in the and even to this day, people are still getting meniscus knees scoped in their 30s, 40s, and 50s when there's really no benefit, but it lives in their brain that they have a torn meniscus, and so whether it's a torn labrum or a torn meniscus, these images, these MRIs, they live in their brain, and anytime they have pain, their brain immediately goes to these structural defects that we know have sketchy pain reproduction as a result of this, so that it really oftentimes has nothing to do with these structural, we'll call them abnormalities. Okay, moving on. Oh, and then in regards to the case study, my one comment about the case study, everybody seemed to be spot on in regards to kind of what was happening with the patient. My one criticism of listening to the subjective that I really wanted to know that I did not hear was, why didn't we hear more about her weight training program? Why didn't we hear more about this this loading program, whatever she was doing? Because she said she was doing something, but we never heard about what she was doing. But obviously this has a lot to do with overuse. What kind of structural issues as a result of overuse, we still don't quite know, because we've just done the subjective. But I never heard about what she was doing from a strengthening program. So, next block, evidence-based management of selected knee disorders. That's where we're going next. Remember, I'm giving out mid-course feedback as well as check your grades, because your sums of your quizzes as well as your scoring for your as each block in block 1 and block 2 will be there. I want to again thank Ben and Jonathan for a great work in helping you guys facilitate great conversations. Have any questions, contact me, criticisms, concerns, what have you, shoot me an email. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think things are going really well so far, and again, I apologize for sending out 2 of these videos. Take good care, and we'll see and talk to you all soon. Bye.